Hey, what's up, y'all? You know the deal. I'm looking for 5 people to fill some scholarship spots who want to train like Thor and get strong like an Asgardian warrior. So this Thor-inspired workout program, I'll be coaching you online over the next 45 days. It's completely online. Workouts will take no longer than 30 minutes 3 times a week. The spots are getting competitive. And hey, those are 5 scholarship spots. That's not meaning only 5 people can do it. That's just for the scholarship spots. So if you're interested, fill out an application. I'm going to start getting in touch with folks tomorrow. And hey, it's getting real competitive, man. I'll be honest, man. I was looking at the applications, man. Y'all almost made me cry, man. So I can't wait to get this party started. But anyway, let's get this party started and start this video. What's up, Urban Acolyte fam? My name is Prince, and I'm an Urban Acolyte. This is straight up off the dome. I'll be honest with y'all, I don't even know what I'm about to say, but I want to talk about the possibility that Obi Wan Kenobi could play a part in whatever's going on in Episode 9, and we're probably going to see a younger Luke Skywalker. Not young, not blue-eyed, blonde-haired Luke Skywalker like you see in the Black Series action figures in the comic books, but I mean a younger Luke when Kylo leaves the Jedi Order, like Luke around that age, right? You get what I'm saying. The way he looked when he appeared to Kylo Ren, I think we're gonna see a Luke before he comes to Epsiode. How he came about doing that, right? The reason I say that, there's Jason Ward, his crew making wait a minute, is it making Star Wars. Sorry, see, I'm kind of all over the place. Y'all don't know this because you'll probably see this video first because I'll do it requires the least amount of editing. I just recorded a video about possibly the start of the Dave and Dan trilogy, and possibly the Obi Wan Kenobi 6-episode series. The rumored hadn't been confirmed yet, and the reason that the folks at Star Wars News Net believe that this Obi Wan series is going to happen, and what will make it appealing, exciting, is that there's some stuff that might be going on in Episode 9 based on some spoilers, some rumors that haven't been confirmed yet, but based on things that I'm hearing, that I've kind of picked up, that I've gleaned, we might be seeing the Tatooine homestead, right? Uncle Lars and Aunt Beru. That's what happens when I'm confused and I'm kind of talking. I'm literally forming the words before I even think of them, right? But that set may have been recreated, and I'm wondering, why would you go back to the Tatooine homestead? Jordan, the scene shot on Jordan actually might be 2 planets. So that part of Jordan where they filmed was where they filmed scenes for Jeddah, the Jeddah moon, right? But we've seen 3 desert planets now in Star Wars. We've seen Jeddah, Jakku, Tatooine. Allegedly, the scenes shot on Jordan are 2 planets. Kylo Ren may be doing battle on one of those planets. Now, if you're going to a desert planet that has a lot of stuff that would tie these movies together, yeah, Luke and Leia, they had their adventures on Jeddah, but that's in the comic book. How important was that? It was really to stop the Empire from drilling the remaining, from basically taking the core out of what was left of Jeddah, Jeddah, and extracting the remainder Kyber. I can't even talk right now. The remaining Kyber crystals on the moon, right? So for their second Death Star, right? So they stopped that. But that how important is Jeddah? Now I would love for them to go to Jeddah and Rey go there and get a new kyber crystal, and we see, you know, how has the moon ever become stable, or is it completely dead now after, you know, the Death Star basically, you know, destroyed the moon and everything else and made people have to leave at some point. But it would make the most sense as far as tying the sky, because the Skywalkers weren't really involved in that. Yeah, they went there for the comic book story, right? But I mean, ultimately, that's not part of the big story, right? That's for the people who read the comic books. Jakku, a return to Jakku for Rey, a return to Tatooine, where it started for Luke, where Obi Wan was a hermit. What's there on Tatooine? What's still there? Is there something still there, right? What's the history of Tatooine? Could there be some well of power that Sidious talked about, mentioned in the Darth Vader books, you know, when he was talking about they needed to find Jocasta Nu, right? There, the Jedi knew about wells of power that they were keeping secret. It sounds like there was one on Jakku. Could there be one also on Tatooine? What is important about these two desert worlds, and the fact that people believe that there's something in episode 9 that's gonna make us want to know a story that relates back to old Ben Kenobi. So then it makes me wonder, is Obi-Wan gonna show up at some point? Because he spoke to Rey in her vision, which led people to believe, hey man, Rey is a Kenobi. And I was like, no, because then how come Yoda talked to Rey too? And we've seen Yoda now, right? I kind of predicted that Yoda was going to be in episode 8 when I first started the channel. You got to go way, way back in the archives, but that video's there. And there were also videos about Obi-Wan. Hey man, Ewan McGregor recorded lines. It seems like he recorded more lines for The Force Awakens than just what we heard. So could that stuff, whatever he did for The Force Awakens, could it, because it's like, well, we would have heard about him in Pinewood Studios, or what if he did it during The Force Awakens, just like they used stuff from Leia, from Carrie Fisher as Leia, that they're putting in episode 9. I don't know. The other thing is there's this thing about Luke's X-Wing being in episode 9. Luke's X-Wing is crashed in Onach To, so there's the belief that we're going to see flashbacks of Luke. Was Luke communing with Ben the same way he communed with Yoda, right? I don't know, but there's some interesting stuff. Hey man, and I mean, if we're seeing Yoda, we're seeing Obi-Wan, we're seeing Luke, then that raises a bigger question. What's up with Anakin? Where is Anakin? What's the deal with Anakin? Are y'all gonna bring him out? Bring him out? It's hard to yell when the lightsaber hilt's in your mouth. Hey, that's a Jay-Z reference, right? We want Anakin, right? Kylo Ren is gonna be flying around with the Vader helmet in his new fighter jet TIE fighter thing, whatever. Y'all know I don't give a shit. I don't care about ships. That's not my thing. Right, but apparently he's gonna have some cool TIE fighter. There's gonna be a new Captain Phasma type stormtrooper that looks different and cool, and of course it's gonna be a woman. I would love for it to be Malaris. Malaris gets if you don't recall, there was a period of time where I thought Malaris was actually Phasma, and Phasma was just, you know, the Malaris was the person behind the helmet, but then we got the Phasma novel, and Phasma is Phasma, right? Or it could be there's another bad BA chick, or she could be one of these Sith soldiers, right? That serves Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren. There's all kinds of Force related stuff, for the Force bad guys and Force good guys and Force ghosts and flashbacks of Luke, that it sounds like it's gonna be in this movie. And hey man, all I know is, hey, we still don't, this is all rumors, all unconfirmed, but man, it's sounding like it's gonna just blow your mind, right? JJ said a while back, allegedly to somebody who posted on Reddit that this literally will have elements of all of the eras, right? It's about this sequel saga, but things, Easter eggs, things, people, places, and things from the original saga are going to be part of this story and wrapping these things up. Things going back to the Clone Wars, people, places, and things of some importance are going to be involved in this. And then there's whatever this item is that everyone is searching for. Who knows what it is? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody seems to know what the MacGuffin is. But it's funny because it's kind of like that was supposed to have been the story in The Force Awakens. Originally, the Skywalker legacy lightsaber, that hilt, was the key to locating Luke Skywalker. That was changed. But now there's this item that's the key to winning the war. And everyone's after it. Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren, Rey, the Resistance. And right now, I don't know what it is. But I'll be honest, I would love for it to be one of those little ball-shaped, was a cylinder? The ball-shaped holocron that Lord Santeca finds, that he gets arrested for, nearly executed for, in the Poe Dameron comic book. That's what he was doing before he went off to Jakku. That's how Poe located him. They rescued him, and then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go tap my contacts, and when I find that, when I get a beat on where Luke is, I'm gonna holler at y'all. And that's where things picked up with this saga, with this sequel saga, is Lord Santeca puts out the word, hey, Leia, send Poe, I got something for you. Without the restoration of the Jedi, there can be no balance. And from there, it was off to the races, right? So I would love for the big MacGuffin to be, hey man, it would suck that, hey, you got this obscure thing from a comic book, but it's what was taking place before the movies jumped off, that, hey man, this holocron that has to be opened by the light side and the dark side of the Force, meaning someone who's mastered the light, someone who's mastered the dark. Together, they have to unlock this knowledge. It's not like what Maul and Ezra did in Rebels. I don't know what this thing is, and if they've explored it in some later comic books, I haven't read them. I kind of stopped right there and haven't picked them up since. Maybe when I get some free time, I'll actually sit down and start going through them. But I would love for it to be that, just because it's like, hey man, y'all introduced this thing. It's this cool idea. Where are you going with this? Or maybe that's something that Rian Johnson, that RJ and Dave and Dan, their movies will deal with, that, oh, there's these other Force factions. Or I don't know, the Thrawn novel, I'm getting deeper into Thrawn alliances. Apparently there's some really badass, some bad hombres out in the unknown regions who are dark side Force users that kind of mess Vader up. I haven't gotten too much further into them, but maybe it has something to do with them. I don't know. We might get, I said this before, we might get a situation like we got in Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Eternal Throne, where you got this new empire that exists in wild space somewhere, or the unknown regions. In this case, it wouldn't go into wild space. Hey, it could be wild space too. And they have a completely different way of seeing the Force, not the light or the dark. They're just obedient to the Force, and they use it, right? That's how the Knights of Zakul work, is it's not light and dark. It just got a different way of viewing the Force from the Jedi and the Sith. Or you got the Voss, who, use the Force to see Force visions, and they believe, hey, this is what's going to happen, this is what's set, and that's the only way it's going to be. And outside of that, we don't manipulate the Force. So, in these games, the EU, you've got other ways of seeing the Force. And we know Rian Johnson is a fan of the Old Republic games, and obviously he will tap every Star Wars resource to find these obscure uses of the Force, like he did in The Last Jedi. So I don't know, man, but all I can say is it's a good time to be a Star Wars fan. Prepare to have your minds blown. Before I wrap this up, hey, this is Off the Dome, so I'm just talking to talk. and I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna leave all of this in. I'm not editing out anything. So appreciate those of y'all listening to me ramble through that, because I didn't think about any of. I didn't plan any of this. I hit record after I recorded 2 scripted videos that y'all will see later. And I just been flowing, literally off the dome. But those other ones, I at least had like notes or something to look at. This one, I'm just going. But I wanted to say thanks again to those of y'all, man, like, I really did like almost cry, like when I was looking through the applications, like, damn, man, like, man, because I've been a coach since I was 19, and I stopped coaching when my grandma died. I stopped training people. And hey, man, and doing this it's like doing this, working with special needs kids, and it's like I'd always find my way back into like coaching, training people, teaching people to get physically strong, right? And I'm on here talking about being mentally strong, but for me, hey man, like the two go together. They go hand in hand. You got to do it. The stuff, the breathing, the meditation, that's recovery. After you've trained the body, you train the body and then you train the mind. That's just my philosophy. That's the Jedi path for me, the urban acolyte path. And man, knowing that people want to get into that. And if you don't want to do this program, you worried about it, you don't have double kettlebells, because the Thor program, hey, and if you didn't know, Chris Hemsworth did a lot of kettlebell training to lean out, because he got too big for his Thor costume, so he had to do a lot of kettlebell training to lean out, but maintain like that strong look of an Asgardian god of thunder, right? So he did a lot of kettlebell training, and this is not what he did. This is something else that, that I want to coach people through. I'm going to be doing it too. So, I mean, even if you're just slightly interested, fill out an application. I will be in touch with everybody. I got other programs. The mall, when that mall video drops, I just finished writing the ebook today. I've got to put in there's a workout portion in that. There's a mall program coming. So if if the Thor thing isn't your cup of tea or you're worried, hey man, there's mall stuff. I can write programs, right? There's so much stuff out there, dog. Y'all, like, this is just, I'm about to blow it all. And hey, there's the Dragon Ball, the Broly video that I still got to upload my Broly review. I got to record it. It's been sitting, it's been sitting on my iPad for like a month now, like, cause I wrote it a long time ago and just haven't recorded it. So nobody's gonna care, like, why are you uploading the Dragon Ball Broly video now? Like, the movie was out 2 months ago or something. But there's a program with that, right? I got all kind of stuff, dog, and it's only getting bigger and better. I told you I'm out to help geeks get fit, and that's not just dudes. They're women geeks too. Hey, I kind of want to do a Captain Marvel program, because Brie Larson, hey man, she was doing it. She was doing her thing, getting in shape for Captain Marvel, and I'm actually going to talk about that in my video that I need to work on that tomorrow. The 5 reasons that I want to see Captain Marvel. That'll probably come out next week, as we get ready to, when the movie comes out, right? Because I'm going to see it on opening night. But anyway, I kind of rambled on. What do you guys think about all this stuff that we might see Obi Wan, a young Luke? Will we see Anakin? I don't know. So, I really, at this point, I don't even know what else to say. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about all this stuff? And like I said, I appreciate y'all for listening to me ramble on for 20 minutes about these rumors that I've been hearing about, but I haven't been able to, well, actually, I just heard about them about an hour before I started recording. But anyway, so let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll be checking back to see what y'all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click that subscribe button, and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story. Become a force for change in your community. Continue to be on the lookout for the mall guide if you want to train to be a Sith shadow assassin warrior. This will be the guide for you. I talk about it. I give you how to do everything that I'll talk about in the video, which I need to release soon. As soon as the guide is looks all pretty and everything. So in the next 2 days, that video is going to be available. In the next 2 days, because I'm almost finished the guide. I just got to write the workout and make it look pretty and get it posted on my website. And then the video can go live, because it's been sitting there for what, 10, 11 days now. So be on the lookout for that if you want to get deeper into this whole real life Jedi Sith edition training. But that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.